Hi, welcome to the Andrew Buckle book review of Audio Erotica. That is from Jonny Trunk, 240 pages. I think I paid about £24, something like that, for this book. And wow, what a lovely book this is. Now, he's produced a few books like this, sort of layer, Audio Erotica, great title. Now, he's also produced an auto erotica. So if I say accidentally auto during this run through, it's actually audio. And you can see other books he's brought out. Own Label, that's a Sainsbury's one, Music Library. The Record Shop one is amazing as well. Just great. But these are catalogues. And I love the catalogues of these sort of things. I remember seeing them in the shops. I wasn't particularly one for going into sort of looking for record players. I did have a record player, of course, CD player, all those sort of things. But this is just all the catalogues from. I mean, I generally collected like book catalogue ones, though I unfortunately didn't keep them. And I don't think the book catalogues really had some of the imagery that the audio ones had. I suspect auto ones, of course, would have as well. And you can see there, Altec Lansing. Now, I don't know, obviously Bang Olufsen, everyone knows that. I mean, some of the visuals are just brilliant. Look at the design. There's loads of different ones. My favourite one, I had a Lynn, I think it was a Lynn Son. For some weird reason, Lynn are not in here. Maybe they just didn't have catalogues. I don't know. Maybe the catalogues are impossible to find. Maybe they're very dull, boring. Because he has that introduction. He says that some of them were pretty dull. But they're just the equipment. You just look at it and think, oh, wow, it'd be great to see some of that now. There's so many of these sort of audio things you think, that would be lovely. I don't know. I never had much joy when it came to record players. They always seemed to blow up on me for some weird reason. Just played them to death because I had millions and millions of LPs. I just loved playing records. And like I say, they just basically, smoke would become pouring from them. Brubeck plays Bogan. Just really amazing. Look at that. Just really sort of futuristic designs and things. You always sort of imagine 2001: A Space Odyssey there. And also, obviously, the radios there, hot tapes, and you've got some love. Just 1971 music cassetting. I mean, of course, these are all obviously ones like German ones. And he does actually, of course, I'm saying that, he doesn't actually list where they come from sometimes. So it would, obviously, you can guess that one is the German one, the music company, the sound of the 70s. And you've got here Electro Voice. Some I've never heard of. Some, of course, I have. But Electro Voice, that looks very... 1927, I was going to say that's very sort of like 50s looking, like that more. Maybe the woman there's obviously 1960s style. EPI loudspeakers, you can definitely, like, obviously straight away you can see the 70s there, and the Golden Touch cartridge, all these sort of things, just everything, just beautiful turntables for all types. Model 401. Oh, look at that. I mean, wow, that's just amazing, isn't it? Now, it doesn't include inside the catalogue. Obviously, the catalogue, I don't know how many pages. That would have been nice to know. It's like 10, 15 pages of sort of great stuff. Look at that. Lovely little cube. That looks amazing. Photo cube radio. I suspect it wasn't sort of TV imagery on both sides. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? The sound approach to quality. I had loads of that. I love cassette. I had a cassette, of course, recorder, all those sorts of things. I was always sort of, loved recording all songs off the radio and things, especially John Peel. That was my favourite. 10 o'clock, John Peel was always loads and loads of tapes. Sadly, didn't keep them. I know that there's even a market, probably people collect all the collections of all those sort of old ones. Unfortunately, Optimus, don't remember them. Anyway, probably Philips, of course, I remember them. You've got here Pioneer, just really. Now you can see, of course, what they're pushing on the front of the imagery there. Not all of them. Some, like Quad there, just a very, very basic catalogue. It's telling you exactly what you want to know. And some are just so funny. Schreiber, Peter Schreiber Sonics. I mean, look at that. You can obviously see the electronics inside. That's pretty cool, isn't it? This is just full of just TDK magnetic recording tapes. Look at all the different tapes. Now I remember going to lots of those shops. And there were shops in London, you just piles of them. And you think, oh, should I get that one, a C60 or C90, or should I get all the other different things? There was so many different types. I never had any of those ones. I had those ones, more conventional tape ones, I think. And it's just brilliant. This book is just full of just so many great pictures, colour and black and white, all the way through. I absolutely love it. Visual masterpiece of a book. I really hope that Jonny Trunk keeps bringing out more and more of these brilliant books. Now, I hope he brings out a book catalogue one. I suspect it will not be such a big seller, but I would love it. I would buy it. Or maybe Marvel Comics catalogue one. That would be a great one. because he has, like I say, brought out these ones. Just, they're all great. The Rapper's Delight is actually one that would be maybe an ice cream one. That would be nice. Maybe ice creams or walls and those sort of things. That would be brilliant. Lines made and things. But they're great. And I love that one. The A to Z record. Again, sort of thing, you think, who would collect all those sort of things? But great that people have. And this book is definitely full of these things. And I imagine there is quite a collector's market, because I don't think I've ever seen any listings on things like eBay for catalogues for these sort of things. They probably do exist. I imagine they're quite expensive. So it's great that people put a book out like this to show like that television. Just wow. Actually, that would be another one, wouldn't it? Sort of television one. That would be just an amazing, must be lots of catalogues for that as well. Infinite number of catalogues, all generally, you do see them in markets. I have seen sort of like, they're normally in such terrible condition. They're really like battered, normally under a pile of other books. And they're all creased and everything. And you think, But now, after seeing this, I think maybe I'll start just picking them up, because they do exist in odd places. And probably things like markets are probably the best place. You wouldn't find them in charity shops, I wouldn't have thought, somehow. But this is great. Absolute. For me, this is a win. As soon as I got this through, I was like thumbing through it, just absolutely in seventh heaven. Just a great little book. And now, Jonny Trunk, audio erotica, not auto erotica. He's already got one out for that one. Slightly confusing because of the titles. I wonder if he's going to go for a theme of all book. No, that wouldn't be a good one, would it? Anyway, book catalogue erotica. Who knows? Anyway, will you be picking this book up? Do you like old catalogues? Have you got loads of old catalogues? I mean, I guess people must be collecting them. I'm amazed. Why not? They're just fascinating. Look, great snapshot of a particular time, all the equipment and things. And also, what sorts of ones would you like to see? What sort of books from, obviously, Jonny Trunk would you love to see coming out at some point in the future? I mean, obviously, there's all the obvious ones, record cover ones, but loads of people have brought out. Really obscure record cover ones would be nice, but that, again, has been done to death, I think. Yeah, I'm certain there's loads. Anyway, a thumbs up if you like the video. Thumbs down, obviously, if you didn't like the video at all. It's always possible, isn't it? Also, please subscribe to the channel. Always adding, obviously, loads of videos about all kinds of books, as well as DVDs and Blu-rays and things, because I'm getting into that at the moment. Change one obsession to another obsession, but I've always loved films. And I just thought, you know what, I'm going to start looking at all the classic old films that I've thoroughly enjoyed, as well as all the millions of old books that I love reading and loved reading as well. So, this one, Audio Erotica, a really brilliant book. Bye.